Hello everybody, how's everybody doing today? This is Joe from PrepAgent along with Adrian, and we are ready to begin. I just want to adjust my window to make sure we're all seeing what we need to see. And let's make sure that's all good to go. Da-da. And yeah, I think that'll do for right now. Okay, so today we're talking about property ownership. Joe's not rusty. Joe's amazing. Okay, so today we're talking about property ownership. So when we talk about property ownership, you got to talk about real or personal property. Who can tell me the difference between real and personal property? What do you guys think? What's the difference between real and personal property? Anybody? Real and personal property. So I see movable and I see immovable. Good. So personal property is movable. Real property is immovable. Is that always the rule? Is personal property always movable and real property always immovable? What do you guys think? Is personal property always movable and real property always immovable? Is there a situation where personal property is immovable? Is there a situation where personal property is not movable? What do you guys think? Blanca says yes. Blanca, what's that situation? A trade fixture. A trade fixture. A trade fixture. Good. Like a dentist chair. Now, they say a trade fixture is personal property, personal is movable, because what they really mean is when you leave, you can move it. Okay? And as opposed to real property, it's immovable, you cannot move it. People often get that confused with actually physically moving something, like pushing something over, and you can actually just move it with your bare hands, versus something that's immovable that you can't move. What they're really referring to is movable as in when you move, the property goes with you, like you move. And when it's immovable, it goes with that property. So what I like to say to help clarify is real property goes to the real estate, personal property goes to the person. How many guys, when you think movable or immovable, you think like something physically being movable? Right? How many guys get that confused? I know a lot of people get that confused all the time. I know I did. You think movable, you think, oh, I could like push it and move it, right? How many guys think of it like that? But really, that's not what they're referring to. When they say personal property is movable, they mean when you move, like leave the house, the personal property goes with you. It moves as well. As opposed to real property, when you move, when you sell the house, you're not moving that real property. And that kind of is awkward, that phrasing. I think you guys would agree. So instead, I like to say personal property goes with the person and real property goes with the real estate. Does that make sense, guys? I mean, you could say personal property is movable, real property is immovable, but the easier way to say is personal property goes with the person, real property goes with the real estate. Stephanie says, I'm confused on one thing. If you're renting, install a fan. When you leave, you have to legally leave it. Well, that's a tenant-landlord relationship, and with the tenant-landlord relationship, you're supposed to leave the property as is, but let's not get confusing with that. Stephanie is now getting into details that hopefully will not come up on the real estate exam, because generally speaking, when you rent a property, you have to leave it as you found it. And that's why a lot of people, when they rent a property, do not like tenants installing stuff, which is one of the reasons we like to buy our own property so we could do whatever we want. Right, guys? Okay. Is a lease real or personal property? What do you guys think? Is a lease personal or real property? A lease is personal property. By the way, Adrian's been doing the past few days. Hasn't he been great? I've been actually looking to buy my own property. So I was signing contracts the past few days to get my own property. So I'm excited about that. But I'm also excited that when I do things, Adrian picks up the slack and he is amazing. What do you guys think? He did well? Of course he did well. So a lease is personal property. Okay? Because we like to think it goes with the person. It goes with the person. Okay. Oh, thanks, guys. It wasn't really a fun property. It's more just like a property I'm getting for income investment reasons. But thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, let's look at the question on the board. Personal property can never be A, none of the other options are correct, B, turned into real property, C, alienated, or D, hypothecated. What do you guys think? Personal property can never be, none of the other options are correct, B, turned into real property, C, alienated, or D, hypothecated. Okay, and the answer is none of the other options are correct. This is one of those annoying double negatives. Personal property can never be. Ugh, what awkward wording. Okay, personal property can be turned into real property. That's what a fixture is, right, guys? Personal property can be alienated because you can give it away. And personal property can be hypothecated because you can guess its value. By the way, some of you sometimes ask, why don't we have all of the above? Like all of the, put that option at the bottom of all of the above. And the reason is because if you guys do our questions a lot, we try and randomize all the answers. So you guys are not memorizing order, and we try and make it more difficult for you guys to memorize certain items. So every time we do this question, alienated might be the top answer the first time, maybe the third answer the second time, and so on down the line. Because we try and get away from people just memorizing like questions and actually understand the material. It's one of our many things, little tidbits we do to try and make this program useful for you guys. And that's why one cannot be all of the above. They may not be above all the time. Which of the following would not be considered an appurtenance? A, an easement, B, a swimming pool, C, trees, or D, a trade fixture? What do you guys think? Which of the following would not be considered an appurtenance? A, an easement, B, a swimming pool, C, trees, or D, a trade fixture? And the answer is trade fixture, because we spoke about before, it goes with the property. The trade fixture goes with the property. Okay. I'm sorry, trade fixture goes with the person. Maybe I am rusty. Adrian, you're right. I'm rusty. Oh. I tried to tell my mom she should not call during webinars. Why didn't she listen? Right, guys? Okay, trees go with the property. Trade fixtures go with the person. Carol owns a storage building which she leads. Carol owns a storage building which she leased to Stephen from April 8th to May 6th. Stephen's interest in the property would be A, all the other options are correct, B, an estate for years, C, chattel real, or D, real personal property. What do you guys think? The answer are all of the other options are correct. Who knows why all of the other options are correct? How is that possible? What do you guys think? Practice makes perfect, Tony. Okay, the reason all the other options was you all seem to get that's an estate for years. Right, guys? Estate for years is a lease when it's for a fixed period of time. We just discussed before that a lease is personal property. Right, guys? And another word for personal properties is a chattel real. Does everybody get that? So that's all the other options are correct. Got to be careful with those. Remember, the estate for years is a lease. A lease is personal property. Another word for personal property is chattel real. Remember, chattel, cattle, cows, move. Chattel, cattle, cows, move. I know it sounds ridiculous. I sound ridiculous saying it. I feel stupid saying it, but that's what we got to do to pass the exam. And when you're sitting your exam going, move, and you pass, you'll be fine. You'll be totally excited about it. Right, guys? You won't feel silly when you leave the exam room and you know you passed. When you guys passed, what song is going to go through your head? I've always said that when I pass or something really exciting happens, I always want to do like the Ultimate Warrior entrance around the building like 5 times. I'm not sure if you guys know who watched professional wrestling when they were little, but I wanted the Ultimate Warrior run around. Some of you guys want to play like Queen, We Are the Champions. The Rocky theme song, Money, Money, Money. Nobody knows what I'm talking about, like the Ultimate Warrior entrance, where he gets all intense and he like gets the rope and goes, ah. Okay, here we go. Randolph is renting from Tyrone. Randolph is on a month-to-month lease agreement. This past month, he did not pay his rent. Randolph's interest would be classified as A, estate of periodic tenancy, B, estate at will, C, estate at sufferance, or D, estate for years. Oh, happy day. D. Brewer, you talking about that song? Okay, the answer is estate at sufferance, also known as a deadbeat tenant. What they're talking about is less than freehold estates. Who can name for me the types of less than freehold estates? What do you guys think? What are the different types of less than freehold estates? So first one you got is the estate for years. Then you have the periodic tenancy. You have the estate at will. And last but not least, you have the estate at sufferance. Okay, so you have the estate at years, periodic tenancy, estate at will, estate at sufferance. Estate for years is for that defined period of time. Periodic tenancy is that month to month. Estate at will means it can end at any time. And estate at sufferance means it did end, but the people won't leave. Pedro sold Happyland to Josh. At the time, Happyland had an appurtenant easement across Pleasantville, which was owned by Jethro. When Josh tried to use the easement, Jethro protested. Which of the following is correct? A, Pedro owns the dominant tenement and the easement upon it. B, Pedro owns the easement and cannot give it to anyone. C, An appurtenant easement always passes when the property is sold. Or D, Jethro owns the servient tenement and the consent must be obtained for Josh to use the easement. What do you guys think? And the answer is C. An appurtenant easement always passes when the property is sold. Remember that word appurtenant. It means it goes with the property. Who could tell me what an easement is? What's an easement? What is an easement? What do you guys think? An easement is the right to cross somebody else's land. Is an easement a form of a license? Is an easement a form of a license? Yes, an easement is a form of a license. Okay. Is an easement an encumbrance? Is an easement an encumbrance? Yeah, and actually, an easement can be revoked if it's abused. If you overuse it, like you're having a monster truck rally across the easement, they could take that away. Okay, is an easement an encumbrance? Yes, an easement is a form of an encumbrance. Before you buy a property, what is in the title report that shows where an easement is located? Before you buy a property, you get a title report, right? With that abstracted title and all that fun stuff. Within that title report, there's something there that shows you if there's an easement. You guys know what that is? A survey. Nice job, Monica Ramirez. That was a tough one. That was a tough question, and Monica nailed it. Nice job, Monica. I gotta admit, that was one of my tougher questions I threw at you guys. A survey. Big fist bump for your Monica being first on the board with that answer. Okay, when a tenant sublets all or any part of the premise rented under a written lease, A, the tenant assigns all rights, title, and interest in the rental property to the new lessee. B, the sublease becomes primarily responsible to the landlord for the payment of rent and maintenance of the property. C, the original lease is unaffected unless it contains a provision that prohibits such subletting. D, the original lease is automatically canceled and the sublessee takes possession of the property on a month-to-month basis. What do you guys think? And the answer is C. Adrian, do you have that video accessible that I made about people submitting their testimonial videos after they pass? What I'm referring to is after you guys pass, you want to announce to the world that you guys are selling real estate. You want to announce to everybody that you're going to be doing that. It's your coming out party. We have, as you guys can see, almost 70,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So as a thank you to our students and a congratulations, we want to let you use our platform to announce to the world that you have passed. So after you pass, make a little video saying where you're going to be selling real estate, what kind of real estate you're going to be selling. We'll put all your information in the show notes. We'll include links back to Facebook pages, Twitters, whatever you got. And we'll link back to that. And that way you'll get a lot of attention to your social media and your websites right off the bat, right out of the gates. And it'll also help with your rankings on Google and on YouTube. So it's a good way to get the word out right out of the gates after you pass and take advantage of our subscriber list. And obviously we only do this with our students. We don't let anybody just post on our YouTube channel. So keep that in mind. If you guys make a short video, you send it to us, and it's a great way to take advantage of our 70,000 subscribers. What I recommend you do is take a few days to organize your social media, which you guys should be doing now anyway, and then post that video. We'll get a lot of quality people. What I mean by quality people, I mean people in real estate going towards your social media or your YouTube channel or whatever it is. So just keep that in mind that we have that. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. We want to see you guys move forward with your business. So, whenever something's free, take advantage of it. And we would like you to take advantage of what we're trying to do for you because we want you guys to be successful. Okay. The difference between judgment liens and mechanics liens is A, mechanics liens are created by statute. B, judgment liens are involuntary liens. C, judgment liens are not enforceable until recorded. D, mechanics liens may take priority earlier than the date they are recorded. That's right, Shane. Free is good. Okay, and the answer here is D. Mechanics liens may take priority earlier than the date they are recorded. This is a strategy that you guys should employ. You always want to get on people's channels who have more subscribers and attention than you do, because it will kind of help you grow your outlets. Okay? And I promise you guys, you'll have a very difficult time getting on somebody's channel who has as many subscribers and followers as we do. Because usually when people get to that number, they're very selective of who they let on their channel, as we are. But you guys are our students, so obviously we want to let you guys on the channel. So learn that strategy. It's a good one, but it can be difficult to get on people's channels when they have a lot of followers. Because obviously the advantage to them becomes a little less, and their advantage to you becomes a lot more. Okay. Our real estate broker may have difficulty with personal property because its ownership rights and identifications may be difficult to determine. This is because personal property can A, become real property, B, be alienated, hypothecated, and become real property, C, be alienated, or D, be hypothecated. And the answer is B, be hypothecated. As Shane said, free is good, but you know what's better than free? Having money coming in. So our other idea that Adrian and Arthur and I were brainstorming about how to get you guys some money while you're studying and also before you get your first sale is our referral program. So Adrian, if you have a link to that referral program, that would be good as well. So if you guys refer people, because you probably are talking to people anyway in your class and whatnot, we will get you some money, maybe in the form of an Amazon gift card or something that could just make things a little easier as you guys are getting your career off the ground. So Adrian and Arthur and I were always trying to think of ways for not only you guys to pass the exam, but to kind of help you get this career going. And we are very sympathetic to the fact that starting a new career is not easy, studying is not easy, This could get expensive. Waiting for a commission could be difficult. So we're always trying to think how we could get you guys off the ground and towards where you want to be. Okay. Of indefinite duration is a characteristic which is particularly descriptive of an A, estate from period to period, B, estate for years, C, estate for inheritance, D, estate less than freehold. What do you guys think? Of indefinite duration is a characteristic which is particularly descriptive of an A, estate from period to period, B, estate for years, C, estate of inheritance, or D, estate less than freehold. And the answer is B, estate of inheritance. Christina says, will you do a webinar on finances soon? Yes, I will, Christina, next week. So I'll do it Monday. First thing for you. Adrian, let's make a note that we're going to do finance on Monday as per Christina Apollonio, her request. Apollonio. I think I said that right. Sorry if I didn't, Christina. So we'll do that on Monday. If a person leased a store for only 6 months, that person would have an A, estate for years, B, estate at sufferance, C, estate at will, or D, estate from period to period. Estate for years. Which of the following is not a characteristic of a fee simple title? A, it is always free of encumbrances. B, it is indefinite of duration. C, it is transferable by will or intestate. Or D, it is transferable with or without consideration. So Desiree says, can you explain estate from period to period? That's that periodic tenancy, Desiree. It just means it's month to month, week to week, something of that nature. And the answer on the board is A, it is always free of encumbrances, and that is not accurate because there's taxes. So it says, which of the following is not a characteristic of a fee simple title? The answer is A, it is always free of encumbrances because there are taxes. A development company owned property that the city wanted so that it could extend the runways in the municipal airport. If the company refuses to negotiate with the city, then the city may acquire the property by A, escheat, B, confiscation, C, descent and distribution, D, eminent domain. Michael, don't let hearing people who, if they failed, make you nervous because there's also a lot of people who pass the first time. You just don't see them here. If you do fail multiple times, there's nothing to be embarrassed about or ashamed about because, like I say many times, you got to push through, and the goal is not passing the exam. The goal is selling real estate. So what you should be doing if you're struggling passing is start to build your social media outlets and start to get ready, doing the things that you do not need a license to do. You should be doing that now, so those things are out of your way when you do pass. So some people pass immediately, some people take multiple tries to pass, but either way, remember, it's not about who passed the exam first. It's about how fast you can start achieving your goals of making money and creating a career out of this. And there's a lot of people who pass and they find themselves spending a month, 2, 3 months doing things they could have done before they passed, like research which broker work for, learn how to use Facebook, learn how to use Instagram, learn how to use YouTube, learn some basic good business practices that you could get going. Remember, you don't need to have a real estate license to start your social media outlets about real estate. You just need a license to claim that you're going to sell real estate. But you don't need a real estate license to talk about real estate, show pictures of real estate, and show that you're knowledgeable about the local real estate market. You just can't sell it until you have your license. Has everybody got that? So right now, you guys should be building your social media outlets, talking about real estate, showing pictures of real estate, becoming knowledgeable about real estate, building up a client base that will have faith in you once you pass. Has everybody got that? I said you just can't sell until you have it. But a lot of people, after they pass, they realize, oh, I got to build up these social media outlets now, so they're months and months away from having a client. Okay, anyways. A developmental company owned a property that the city wanted so that it could extend the runways at the municipal airport. If the company refuses to negotiate with the city, then the city may acquire the property by A, escheat. Oh, we already did this. B, confiscation. C, descent distribution. D, eminent domain. I apologize, guys. And the answer is D, eminent domain. All of the following are examples of police power except A, restrictive covenants, B, zoning ordinances, C, city planning requirements, or D, building codes. Yeah, Claudia Busby says basically what you're saying is that even if we haven't passed an exam, you can start posting about real estate. Of course you can. Think about it. If you go on vacation and you take pictures of buildings and you post it on Instagram, are you violating real estate law? No, you're a typical tourist going on vacation, taking pictures of buildings and posting it on Instagram. Don't overthink it, guys. There's no law against you going around and taking pictures of buildings and posting a picture saying, this is a really pretty building, this is why, this is what I think. You just can't have them as a client and make commission and things of that nature. You can't solicit. Does everybody get that? I hope everybody understands that. People all the time take pictures of buildings, talk about real estate. Think about everybody who talks about real estate in your neighborhood. Okay, all the following are examples of police power except A, restrictive covenants, B, zoning ordinances, C, city planning requirements, D, building codes, and the answer is A, restrictive covenants. Yeah, and I'll leave you guys on that note. But when you think about it, just as like a tourist, when you visit a new area, you're taking pictures of buildings all the time. And when I put in those contacts, we're like, oh yeah, of course I could post on social media about buildings and streets and things going on in my community and all those things of that nature. And doing this is not relevant to who you're going to work for, because at the end of the day, you're promoting yourself, not your broker. And honestly, any broker you work for is going to be pretty excited to have a new agent work for them who already has thousands upon thousands of people following them because they talk about real estate. All right? So that's it for today, guys. We'll be back same time tomorrow. I hope you guys have an amazing day. This is Joe from PrepAgent with Adrian. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Oh, you can hear my East Coast accent when I say tourist? Tourist. Tourist. All right, I'll work on that for tomorrow. Have a great day, guys.